Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. And welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. This is ASMR Remedy, and I post new ASMR content whenever my schedule allows. If you're not already a subscriber, if you're not already a subscriber, I would love to have you join. And if you are currently subscribed, thank you so much for continuing to support me. Okay. It is early in the morning. It's probably about 6:45. I got up at 6:30. And got my iced coffee. Y'all, I generally prefer hot coffee first thing in the morning, no matter what time of year it is. But I've been out of Nespresso pods for months, and I just haven't wanted to spend the money because you guys know studying for the bar, haven't been working. So I've just been buying like jugs of cold brew, and I miss hot coffees. So I'm excited to start having my Nespresso back and functioning soon. Also, I plugged my microphone in and like went to get started. My microphone would not turn on. I've had this problem before and it ended up working like later, so hopefully my mic isn't like dead and doomed. So we're gonna do like a little lo-fi moment. Also, it's very like cloudy and rainy out, so we're just dealing with the lighting situation. Hopefully it feels cozy. But today we're gonna talk about movies, which you guys know is one of my very favorite things to talk about. Also, hee hee ha ha, the bar exams in 1 week. Pray for me. Or send me good thoughts, good vibes, whatever that looks like for you. Please send it to me. So I did a video a few months back talking about like every movie that I had watched recently. So I have my laptop here and I'm pulling up my letterbox, which I should have done before I started the video, but I've only had a couple sips of caffeine, so you have to bear with me. You have to bear with me. You have to bear with me. Okay, it looks like I've watched over 30 films since my last one. And I went back and watched my last one to see the last film that I talked about, which was Levelized Bleeding, which feels like it came out like 6 months ago, not 3 months ago. So I need to start making these videos more frequently so I can talk more in depth about the films. But if you guys like movie content, movie reviews, etc., I just started posting short form reviews of films that I see in theaters, like 10 minutes or so. So check those out. And I went and saw Twisters last night, which I'm not going to talk about in this video, because I'm going to put out a review probably later today for that. So let's just get into it. So the first film that I watched after my last video is First Reformed. Came out 2017, directed by Paul Schrader and starring Ethan Hawke and Amanda Seyfried. I gave this 2.5 stars. This film is kind of weird. It's about a pastor who is like weird and strange and has an encounter with Amanda Seyfried and her husband, who are like extreme environmental activists. And this is like in the beginning, this isn't a spoiler, but basically they're freaked out because they're pregnant and they don't want to bring a child to the environment, and so they seek out the like help and advice kind of the pastor. It's very like freaky and unsettling. My review says 2 hours of visceral discomfort and egregious martyrdom. Yep, that pretty much sums it up. 2.5 stars. Wasn't into it. Not gonna watch it again. Don't recommend it. I just watched that one at home. Next, in theaters, I watched Civil War. If I remember, I will put up the picture of all of these, but that would take forever, so we'll see. I guess you guys will already know if I'm doing that or not. Directed by Alex Garland. This starred Kirsten Dunst, Keely Sweeney, etc. Here's what I'll say. First of all, I did not like this film. I was really excited about it because I think in the trailer or just somewhere on social media, I'd seen a clip of Jesse Plemons, and I love Jesse Plemons and everything that he's in. We'll talk more about him later. I'm not a Kirsten Dunst fan. I am really trying to be. I've watched so many of her films, and I just like, there's just something about her that I don't really like. And I was hoping that this would help me, and it did not help me. I saw this one in the theater, like I said. This is about a group of like journalists, and it takes place like in the future, in a world where like the country is in civil war and it is like completely falling apart. I liked the beginning of this movie a lot. I liked where it was going, and then like all of the war scenes were like really intense and they went on too long, and I felt like it was maybe we could have done without the action. I was so much more interested in the characters, and I like an action movie, but it just fell kind of flat for me. I gave this 2 stars. The Letterboxd average rating is 3.6, so perhaps I'm in the minority. My boyfriend and I went and saw it together, and we didn't like it. Like, neither of us liked it. My review says, remember when Joe said the gunfire made him hard? Same, but now I have blue balls. This movie sucked and never finished what it started. Yeah, that's how I feel. I was really disappointed because this movie seemed like something that I would really love. Next, at home, I watched Mona Lisa Smile, which came out in 2003. It's directed by Mike Newell and starred Julia Roberts, Kirsten Dunst, Julia Stiles, Maggie Gyllenhaal, and Jennifer Goodwin. So I immediately, like, I remember after watching Civil War, I wanted to watch another Kirsten Dunst movie because I want to like her. I think she's a good actress. But basically, Julia Roberts plays a professor at a private school. She's basically, Julia Roberts is like a feminist, kind of like a single woman, and this takes place in the 50s, and so she's very like a controversial figure. And all these girls that she teaches, she kind of like shapes them and introduces them to like feminist values and encourages them to, you know, continue their education. And yeah, I really liked this one. I gave it 3.5 stars, which is on par with other Letterboxd viewers. I can't believe I never watched this movie. I feel like I would have eaten this up when I was a teenager. And I did really like it. It isn't like particularly memorable. I did not give it like a review, but it's good. And if you've never seen it, specifically if you're a woman, I feel like you should watch it. And it's like liberal arts college vibes in Massachusetts. It's like a good cozy watch. Then, which I feel like I've already talked about this on this channel, I must have talked about this on this channel. I must have. This is Challengers. I saw it in theaters. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it because I distinctly remember talking about it on this channel. It's directed by Luca Guadagnino, starring Zendaya, Mike Feist, and Josh O'Connor. I'm assuming everybody knows about this movie. It's tennis, it's sex, it's delicious, it's wonderful. I saw it twice in the theaters. I will tell you, I reviewed it twice, and I said, why can't I see my reviews? And on my first watch, I said, and they say female friendships are complicated. Okay, but seriously, I haven't ever been this simultaneously anxious and horny while watching a film. And the sound, I want to watch it again and again and again. Absolutely no notes. Obviously, I gave this 5 stars. And then a few days later, I saw it again in theaters, and I said, Tashi and Patrick would love I Can See You by Taylor Swift. So, yeah. Again, I've talked about this on this channel. I know it. I gave this 5 stars. Letterboxd has a 4-star rating for it. So if you haven't seen it, please see it. I don't know if it's streaming yet. Okay, next I saw The Idea of You, which also came out this year, but it went straight to streaming. So I watched it at home. Directed by Michael Showalter, starring Anne Hathaway and Nicholas Galitzine. Okay, is Nicholas Galitzine, like, does he star in like a teenage something? Because I see people talking about him on the internet, but I'd never seen him before this movie. I love Anne Hathaway, fun fact. I love her so much. She's like one of my favorite actresses, period. I hated this. I gave it 1.5 stars. It's about like a 40-year-old single mother who falls in love with a very young man who is in a mega famous boy band. It was trash. Like I said, how did they convince Anne Hathaway to do this? It was laughably bad. It has a 2.5 average star rating on Letterboxd. Don't waste your time. Next, I watched The Godfather for the first time. I know. How did I make it this far in my life, never having seen it? I know I'm gonna get roasted for this. I gave it 3 stars. I'm not gonna talk about what The Godfather's about. I'm just gonna assume you know. This came out in 1972. I gave it 3 stars. What did I say about it? Michael Corleone wouldn't stand a chance against Jimmy Conway. And that is in reference to Goodfellas, which is in my top 4 films on Letterboxd. I don't think that this is even close to as good as Goodfellas. Perhaps I shouldn't compare them, but they get compared all the time. It was so slow moving for me, and I kept getting lost in the sauce. I do plan on watching the second one. Everyone says the second one's better, and my boyfriend's favorite is the second one, so I will watch it with him at some point. But The Godfather, not for me. Okay, next I watched Ricky Stenicki, which came out this year, starring Zac Efron, John Cena. William H. Macy was in this too, and he was pretty funny. This movie is pretty bad. It's about a group of like adult men friends who have like a fake friend named Ricky Stenicki who they use to like further their stupid plots and schemes. So like they say like, oh, like they have this like, he's like a fake friend, so they'll be like, oh, our buddy Ricky Stenicki, who we've been friends with since childhood, like he has cancer, so we have to go visit him. And so that allows this guy who has a wife who's 9 months pregnant to go to Vegas with his friends. It's just like, ugh. I didn't like it, but Zac Efron's hot, so I gave it 2 stars, and Letterboxd as a 2.7 star rating. Oh my gosh. Next, I tried to watch Miller's Girl, which came out this year, starring Martin Freeman and Jenna Ortega. It was so horrible, I couldn't finish it. I gave it a half star, and I said unwatchable. Anytime I cannot finish a film, I give it a half star, and I leave the review as unwatchable to remind myself that I did not watch it. This is like a kid, a student falling in love with a teacher kind of vibes, except it's like, it's so weird. Please don't watch it. Couldn't do it. And then the next film, 2 in a row, I tried to watch Bottoms, and because I love Iowa Debris, I hated this. It was unwatchable, half star, couldn't get through it. This is not my kind of humor. It's not my kind of film, but I know a lot of people love it. It has a 3.8 star average rating, so I'm probably in the minority, but it's a very specific type of movie. That's not for me. Next, after a string of bad movies, I needed something that I know is good, so I rewatched 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. 3 Billboards, starring Frances McDormand, Woody Harrelson, and Sam Rockwell. I mean, need I say more? This is like a mystery thriller kind of thing. Well, it's not like no, maybe it's not a mystery. It's a suspenseful drama. Maybe you'll call it that. Basically, Frances McDormand's character, her daughter was murdered. I think the daughter was like in high school or like early 20s kind of vibe. She was murdered, and basically they live in a small town, Ebbing, Missouri, and nobody has been caught. There's like no suspects for the murder, etc. And so Frances McDormand basically buys or rents out 3 billboards like on the main road in town, that she puts some messages up that are specifically to get the town riled up about the murder and about the police department in her town. What did I say? Rewatch, but better than I remembered. Frances McDormand is raw and terrifying and unbelievably talented. This film sticks with you. I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. It has an averaged 4-star rating. I don't know if I said this, but it came out in 2017. I really like this. It's pretty intense, and it absolutely sticks with you. There's a lot of like grief and just discomfort and human emotion, and it's just great acting, I really like it. I don't feel like it gets talked about enough. Then I watched The Intern, directed by Nancy Meyers, starring Robert De Niro and Anne Hathaway. Anne Hathaway is like a CEO girl boss moment, and she hires Robert De Niro as like a 70-year-old intern. It's cute. This was a rewatch for me. I gave it 2.5 stars, and I said, what are Durs and Adam doing here? Because Anders Holm and Adam Devine are in this. So if you've ever seen Party Down, wait, is Party Down the show that they're in, or am I like, is that the name of the show that they're in? No, Workaholics. Oh my god. Party Down's a similar show that I also really like. Anyways, it's cute. It's a good light watch. 2.5 stars. Nothing special. Okay, then in theaters, my boyfriend and I went to see The Fall Guy, directed by David Leitch, starring Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt, and Aaron Taylor Johnson. Ryan Gosling is such a star, as is Emily Blunt. However, this movie, I didn't really get it. It wasn't for me. What did I say about it? A good, bad movie. Yep. 2.5 stars. Now, okay, maybe it deserved a little better than 2.5 stars, but like, I had a distinct moment watching this in the theater where I thought to myself, like, oh no, is this movie bad? Like, I had like a, oh my gosh, is this bad? Because I just expected it to be great. And I wasn't into it for a while, and I realized I wasn't into it because it's not good. They did not give us enough of the like romance storyline with Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt's characters to root for them, to feel that they were believable. Like, we didn't know enough about them as like a couple to be invested. And so for me, the entire romance plot was like bad. And so I wish they would have either focused more on the romance plot and made it more like a romantic comedy, or focus more on like the action adventure plot and just made it that kind of movie. I don't feel like it had a good balance, and most of the time I felt kind of confused about, not confused, but kind of like all of it felt underdeveloped, if that makes sense. It has a 3.5 average rating on Letterboxd. I know a lot of people like this movie a lot, so what do I know? Oh my gosh. I've watched so many movies. I need to do this more frequently because I'm just like, you again? This was actually a first time watch for me. Was it? I think it was. Came out in 2010, starring Kristen Bell, Jamie Lee Curtis, Sigourney Weaver. This is just about like a dysfunctional family, and it's a comedy, and it's ridiculous, and it's silly. What did I say? The shorts JJ wears in the jump dance are her most egregious crime. If you know, you know. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars, and the average rating is a 2.9. It's a very 2010, like, ridiculous comedy. It's not notable. Next, in theaters, I watched The Strangers Chapter 1. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the original Strangers. I do like it, but there's some issues that I have with it. It's a good home invasion film. I think I'm just not like a home invasion horror girly, but this is basically just like a redo of that. I kind of thought it would feel more like a prequel, and here's the thing. This was supposed to take place like, no, was it supposed to take place in the past? No, but like Madeline Petch, I don't think she should be in horror movies. Something was off, and whoever the guy was that was also in it was not, like, they just weren't that good. I wish they would have picked different actors. What did I say about it? Oh, I left kind of a long review for me. I said, but like, where's Tamara? I love the concept of redoing The Strangers for fun and vibes, but they kind of seemed like they were fine with dying, right? Did not put up enough of a fight for this to feel believable or truly exciting. Madeline Petch's scared/crying face is iconic, and I'm excited to see her in more horror. Okay, so I'm disagreeing with myself, I guess. I saw this 2 months ago. What do I know? Truthfully, I missed the last 5 to 10 minutes of this film because I was sitting in the theater in the back alone when a random man with a hooded jacket came in at the "because you're here" part and sat in the front by the exit. I immediately grabbed my stuff and ran out, because was he there to murder me? Absolutely not. I'm out. That did happen, and in hindsight, I'm pretty sure he just worked at the movie theater, and I was the only person in the theater. So he's probably just coming in like right before it ended so he could clean up. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. Apparently I want to see Madeline Petch in more horror movies. I don't know. This isn't good. If you're a huge The Strangers fan, then you've probably already seen this. If you're not, I don't recommend it. Next, I watched Talk to Me at home with my boyfriend. This came out in 2022, and I remember wanting to see it then, and I just didn't get around to it. I gave it 3 stars. What did I say about it? No one talked to me ever again. What the fuck? That's what I said. This has definitely had some like really intense visuals. and it was an interesting, like, cool, new, fresh concept, but it took a turn that, like, it had some good spooks, but I don't think I'll watch it again, and there's way, way, way more horror movies that I like a lot better than this one. It has an average 3.6 star rating. Yeah, this is like a supernatural possession type of film, and the acting's really good in it, for sure. That stood out to me. Next, I had a little at-home rewatch of Pretty Woman from 1990. Richard Gere, Julia Roberts. I love this film. What did I say about it? Richard Gere, Julia Roberts, George Costanza. What could go wrong? Nothing. Not problematic. I don't care what anyone says. This is a classic. 4 stars. It's got an average 3.6 stars. A lot of people say that this aged poorly and that it's like I just, and that it's like, you know, that it says something bad about prostitutes, and like, let's just, you know, can we just watch and enjoy a rom-com? I don't, let's relax. That's how I feel about it. Let's just relax. Personally. A good watch. Always a good watch. Okay, next I watched Black Swan for the first time. This is an Aronofsky film. It came out in 2010, starring Natalie Portman and Mila Kunis. Why did I not know Mila Kunis is in this? She plays like a huge role, and I always like just saw the posters and stuff with Natalie Portman. Like, I did not know that Mila Kunis was in this, so pleasant surprise. What did I say about it? Mentally ill perfectionist with mommy issues, blah, blah, blah. On its face, this film is exactly for me. My cat has come to join us. But the campiness didn't work for me. I felt scared and weird the whole time, but in a way that didn't entertain me. Big disappointment. Yeah, I actually gave this 2 out of 5 stars. And it's got an average rating of 4.1. I know that I'm in the minority here. I wish the campiness and the, like, I wish it would have been more scary and less like, ooh, isn't this so crazy and silly and scary? I just thought those elements were like, I don't know. I don't feel like they served the experience. So, but I love Natalie Portman in this. It's just so fantastic. Okay, next. I watched Glass. You guys know I'm a huge Split fan. I've definitely talked about Split on here. This is where I talk about calendars. I just remembered in my reading 1-star reviews of my favorite movies video. I talk about Split. So I watched Glass, which I hadn't seen. I've been avoiding it because I loved Split so much, and I was afraid I would not like Glass, and I was right. I didn't like Glass. What did I say about it? It would have been a 2, but extra half star for Kevin Wendell Crumb's dying declaration, etc. If you know, you know. I gave it 2.5 stars, and on Letterboxd, it's got an average 2.9. This is a sequel to Split. If you know Split, watch Glass. If you're not a fan of Split, definitely don't watch Glass. You know, that's all I've got to say. My cat is demanding attention, attention, attention. Okay, next. I watched Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban and Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. All the Harry Potter films are 5 stars for me, honestly and truly. That's it. We can move on. Watchers. Okay. We saw this in theaters. This was M. Night Shyamalan's directorial debut. So M. Night Shyamalan's daughter, starring Dakota Fanning. Now, have I talked about this on this channel? I don't think so. I gave this film 4 stars. People are haters on this. It has an average 2.4 star rating. The reviews are bad. I really liked it. My boyfriend really liked it. This was a good time. What did I say about it? Honestly, fuck the haters. I enjoyed myself and I'd do it again. Yep. I really liked this. I was intrigued. I was into the story. I did see the ending coming, but I liked it. There were some good jump scares. It was unsettling. I was on the edge of my seat. I thought it was interesting. I'd never seen anything like it before. I felt spooked. I liked it. So, whatever. I was into it. Next, in theaters, I saw Kinds of Kindness, Yorgos Lanthimos' most recent film, starring Emma Stone, Jesse Plemons, and Willem Dafoe, and a few others, of course. But I'm really excited that Jesse Plemons has joined the Yorgosphere, because I really like him, as I mentioned earlier, and he was incredible, fantastic, outstanding in this film. Let's see what my review says. Jesse Plemons being off-putting and strange for 164 minutes. Fashion crimes. Willem Dafoe and Jesse Plemons are fucking. Emma Stone, you better whip that challenger. Joe Alwyn, with a bunch of question marks. RMF has a time. I gave this 3 stars. This is a triptych film. It's got 3 like mini films that are like 45 minutes to an hour long. This is a very long. It's very weird and strange. It's very Yorgos Lanthimos. It's got an average 3.5 star rating. I gave it 3 stars. I liked it. Now I loved Poor Things, which you guys know because I've talked about it. I was hoping to love this one as much. I didn't, but I do know there is another Yorgos Emma Stone collaboration coming very soon, so maybe that will be more for me. Really liked this one for what it was. All right, I'm gonna really speed this up because we're like almost a half hour. We're a half hour into filming, and next I watched A Family Affair at home. This is the new Zac Efron, Nicole Kidman, Joey King. This is what what's the one that I watched earlier? This is like the Anne Hathaway movie, but like better. I gave it 2.5 stars. I said mildly enjoyable and entertaining. Unfortunately, still not a fan of Joey King, and every character she plays is insufferable. Also, why are we still putting Liza Koshy in movies? Why are we putting Liza Koshy in movies? And I like Joey King in interviews, but I hate every character that she plays. So that's not her fault. That's not her fault. But Nicole Kidman looks ravishing in this film. Django Unchained. I did not review it. I gave it 2.5 stars. Quentin Tarantino. This movie was like a million years too long and it lost me. It really lost me. And I am not a stranger to long movies, but this was just like, it lost me. Sorry. When a Stranger Calls. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna read you my review. 1.5 stars. This was the first horror movie I ever watched as a child that got me into horror. This is my first time rewatching as an adult, and it's not good. It makes almost no sense, but I totally understand why 8-year-old me was terrified. I'm grateful to this subpar performance for changing my life, but I don't need to watch it ever again. And that sums it up. This is a terrible movie. It's the first horror movie I ever watched, so it's special to me. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. Unless you're trying to get your 8-year-old into horror, then maybe soft launch them with this. Next, I watched Peanut Butter Falcon. This is the first time I watched it. It had been on my list forever. I don't know why it took me this long. Here's what I said. Shocked at how much I loved this. The adventure had a Little Miss Sunshine feel, and I'm not sure what this genre is, but I want more. So, if you like Peanut Butter Falcon and you like Little Miss Sunshine, please give me recommendations for more films that have this kind of vibe. I don't really know how to explain it, but if you've seen them both, then you know what I mean. I'm sorry, I wish Shia LaBeouf was a more likable human in real life, because he is such a likable actor. He's so good in everything he does. And also, Dakota Johnson, I really like this. It felt so special. I gave it 4 stars. Next, oh my gosh, I watched this in the middle of the night. I woke up at like 3 a.m. and I could not go back to sleep, so I put this on. Good Luck Chuck, 2007, Dane Cook, Jessica Alba. I said watchable, but only just. This is a terrible, terrible rom-com. It's mildly funny, but mostly not. It's mostly watchable because of how stunning, gorgeous, incredible Jessica Alba is. And does Jessica Alba still act? I want more of her. Next, I watched Big Daddy, which I hadn't watched since childhood. I gave it 3 stars, and I said, why am I spending my summer studying for the bar when I could be doing this? Good, wholesome fun in my favorite Adam Sandler role. Yeah. Wait, why does it say 3? My review says 4 stars, but this, oh, I changed it. I changed it to 3 stars because it's not a 4-star. It's not. It's a 3-star movie. But it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good. I enjoy it. I love the scene of them racing to get to McDonald's. This is just really good. It's just really good fun. Leslie Mann is good in this. It's cute. It's good. This came out like right around the time I was born, and I remember watching it with my Nana as a kid, and good wholesome fun. Okay, and next I watched A Quiet Place Day 1. I gave this 4.5 stars. I made an entire video reviewing this, so I'll just read my review and move on. A beautiful commentary on humanity and friendship, the complexities of living with an illness, and the superiority of cats. I did not expect to cry twice. Stunning audio and visuals, so pleasantly surprised. That might still be in theaters wherever you are, so let's move on. Oh, next I saw Maxine, which is the biggest disappointment of the year. I gave it 1 star. I am a Pearl lover. I like X too, but I was so excited for Maxine. I hated it. Here's my review. Basically what I just said. X good, Pearl great, Maxine aggressively hollow. Why did this feel like a low-budget indie movie? Derogatory. This film had no scares, little adherence to the time period, and almost no heart. An extremely disappointing ending to what could have been a great horror trilogy. 1 star for Mia Goth and Lily Collins' severed head. I gave this 1 star. A lot of people were disappointed, but it does have an average 3-star rating, so I did not like this. I did not like this at all. I thought there was so much wrong with it and very little right with it. Okay, we've only got a few left. We're in the home stretch here. Next, I watched Orange County from 2002. I'd never seen this before. My boyfriend really wanted to watch it. He really likes this movie. And it's starring Colin Hanks. How did I not know that Tom Hanks has another son? I know about Chet, but I did not know about Colin Hanks. And Jack Black, who I love, you guys know, because I talked about him in my reading 1-star reviews for my favorite movies video. I gave this 3 stars. I did not give it a full review. I gave it 3 stars. It has an average 3-star rating. It is a very early 2000s comedy, but it's got Jack Black, and Jack Black plays an insane drug addict older brother kind of vibe, and it's fun. It's good fun. Next, I saw Longlegs. I just did a whole review about this, so I'm just going to tell you I gave it 4 stars, and I said, what did I say? Okay, I saw this twice in theaters. First time I said, hail Nicolas Cage, also what the fuck? And then the second watch I said, rewatch, because I couldn't stop thinking about this film. Oz Perkins nailed every aspect. I want more of whatever this is. Listen, people on the internet are hating. People on the internet are being absolute haters. I don't care. I liked it. I'm into it. Period. Everybody's talking about it right now. I made a whole video talking about it. Let's move on. Oh my god. We're down to our final four. I watched 50 Shades of Grey. I rewatched it. Horrible, 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 horrible. Here's what I said. 1 star. A laugh out loud cringe fest. I don't make love, I fuck hard. Worst line in the movie. And there's a lot of bad lines in the movie, but like, how did Jamie Dornan and Dakota Johnson film this without like shitting themselves laughing? Because what the fuck? This was so terrible and bad. There is one hot sex scene, but otherwise terrible and bad. Hitman. I just watched Hitman on Netflix. It came out last year, directed by Richard Linklater, starring Glenn Powell and a bunch of people I don't know. What did I say about it? Madison's character was supremely unlikable, but otherwise good fun. Glenn Powell is a star. Pretending Anyone But You never happened, because Anyone But You was tragic. And honestly, I gave this 2.5 stars. This wasn't that good either, but Glenn Powell did what he could to save it, you know? This is, Glenn Powell basically plays a fake hitman. Like he works for the police department, he plays a fake hitman and then helps get people arrested, and then he falls into like some real hitman crazy shit. It's good fun. Take a shot every time I say it's good fun. But not that memorable and probably won't watch it again. Okay, and the last 2 are comfort rewatches for me. Father of the Bride and Father of the Bride 2, which came out in the early 90s. I said Mr. Bonks. Martin Short is delightful, and I love this family. This movie, obviously, it's Nancy Meyers. It is a warm hug. It's beautiful, it's stunning, it's gorgeous. I love Steve Martin. I love Diane Keaton. I love Martin Short. These movies, this is a 4.5 star for me, and then the second one is a 3.5. I just love these movies. They're so wholesome. I feel so good when I watch them. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I guess I didn't log this, but the night before I watched Father of the Bride, I watched Parent Trap for the millionth time. I cried several times during it. The Parent Trap is like my childhood cozy hug movie, and I needed cozy hugs during these couple of days that I watched all of the Nancy Meyers movies. So if you're still watching, thank you. This is a movie in itself. I need to do this like every 15 movies I watch. I need to do one of these videos because this got out of hand. Keep an eye out for my Twisters review coming very soon. I hope that you guys are staying safe, happy, and healthy, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.